Let's see all the techniques when you're working with a face in DaVinci Resolve. This is me, an S-Log 3 actually, on a Sony a6600. I'm standing in front of a gray background because that's going to make my tutorial so much easier, so it will just go so much smoother than me standing in the forest like on this clip. It is so much better. This is also on 16mm, this is somewhere on 17. It really has a distortion on my face, as you can see. It's a huge distortion, so yeah. Anyways, let me close my browser like this. Okay, so okay, the light is so much softer on this shit than on this shit. I'm sorry, than on that shot. So yeah, this is going to be a total freestyled video. I do not really care about it. I'm just gonna be so transparent as I can. So this is going to be deleted here, something like that. And let me do my color management. I'm always working in not ACES, in DaVinci wide gamut. So right now this is Rec 709. As you can see, this color management space here. So I'm going to go to the widest possible, and that's DaVinci wide gamut. And of course I'm going to go on 4K because the footage is 4K, so yeah, why not? DaVinci Resolve wide gamut. Good. Now we're in DaVinci Resolve wide gamut. We need to do our color space transforms. I need these two nodes here and color this. I mean, if you're using ReLog-C or if you're on Rec 709, there's no reason for you to go to DaVinci wide gamut. If you're with phone footage, then it's okay to just leave it as it is and continue your work after the color space transforms. That's the same technique with every camera, so it's nothing. It's not a big deal. This is just good for everything. Yeah, and I fucked it up. So yeah, color space transforms and this. So Sony S-Log 3 Cine and S-Log 3 like this, and wide gamut and DaVinci intermediate like this. I'm gonna drag this here, DaVinci wide gamut, DaVinci intermediate, Rec 709 and Gamma 2.4. That's perfect for YouTube, for almost everything. Great. So what I want to do now, add another node, put it there because that's how I like to put it. And of course, let me use my LUTs here, the last LUT. That's what I like. I always like that film look. This is the setup. Every project setup that I use, it looks like this. So let me adjust the gain, the key output. It's the opacity of the node, of the layer, but I fucked it up because I'm not allowed to put it on the color space transform, so I'm going to put it on a new node and also edit my gain, not to what? 750 please. And let me drop my contrast somewhere like something that's just fucking perfect. Okay, I have my CSTs, my film look on it. So let me go to my vector scope. And yeah, as you can see, this is my skin tone line. In any video that you watch on skin tone, they tell that this is the show skin tone indicator, and you will get this line here. Now, this is a really good rule of thumb to keep count on, you know, but not every skin tone is perfect. I mean, not every skin tone is on this line. Since I have more magenta, more pink in my skin tone, that's why my skin is not on that line instantly, you see. But I can change it somewhere like here. It's going to be okay. Not with the log. I can push the gammas, you know, something like this, and then it's on the skin tone, but that's actually not my skin tone. That's really not my skin tone. So yeah. So when you're working with face and you're working with skin tones, you can do separations. There's a simple technique where you push up the gamma, something like this, push towards the yellow, and then brighten it up. And that's the most basic color correction you can get, you know. But since I'm standing in front of a gray background, my midtones, because my gamma is my midtone, they are also midtones, so it kind of blends in a little bit. So maybe I want to push my highlights actually here, so this part will get that more warmer skin tone look. So let me reset that node. Let me boost my highlights, something like that, and that's it. That's so much better. So yeah, this is one technique. You can do separations, which is my favorite. That takes a lot of practice actually. You need to use the qualifier. A lot of people do it. It's bad when you have a lot of motion and a lot of colors that are skin tone-ish, or if you're using 8-bit an 8-bit camera and you have lots of colors in the image, like this camera is an 8-bit, but thank God I'm in front of a gray foreground. So let me just reset this one, because this is getting so much warm tone that I want to scream. So yeah, let me reset that node. That's it. And yeah, so these are my shadows, and you can see that my shadows are getting that warm tone if I pull that. So these are my midtones. You can see that my darks, my blacks remain the same, and these are my highlights, and these are not affected, the blacks. And the offset is for everything, yeah. But maybe I can do smaller adjustments by dragging my... Yes, this is the correct way, you see. Smaller adjustments using my log wheels. So I can drag this here and just boost them up like this. And this is the basic color correction, if in this case, you know, for the skin. But this is not my skin. This looks like shit. This doesn't look like me. So I'm going to reset this node, something like this. So you can do a lot of things. You can use a qualifier, but with the qualifier you can use power windows after it. So you can give some contrast to the eyes. You can give also some power window on the whole face to give it more contrast. I'm having harsh lights, so maybe the contrast will impact this footage. So let me just go, I don't know, just some basic correction here, some contrast that I want to change, something like this. And I want to give it a power window. This has nothing to do with the techniques. I just want to give it a negative vignette here, something like this. And I forgot to invert it and soften it up a little bit more, not that much, something like this. It's going to be okay for now. Anyways, okay, so let me press Alt L, and you're going to work on your bottom node is your top node here. So this is your top node, and what's underneath is going to be your foreground. But this is how layer nodes work in Resolve 19, 18, 17, in almost all of them. So yeah, with the qualifier node, this is your qualifier tool, and you got a lot of tools here that you can play around with, and it is going to be really easy for us now, because all my brighter skin tones are going to be selected, and these shadow parts are going to give me some headache, but we will see. Actually, I'm really curious. This is freestyle, we'll see. So 8-bit footage, pain in the ass. You can see the selection. This is not so bad, but it really sucks. So yeah, Let me fine tune this. So yep. So if you want to do fine tuning, you are going to use these sliders underneath, not this. It's not bad also, it's okay, but it's better if you use this. I do not really like when my mouth is actually selected, but for the sake of this practice, let's just select that and let's make this mistake and let's change the hue of my mouth so we can correct it later, so we can get the skin that we want. Okay, so what I do not like, let me just push this, okay? Let me just go hard with this. And it's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. My problem is with my hair. My hair has some light that bounces back from the natural lighting from up from the ceiling, you see, you know, and it gets selected. Also, my hair has a tone of brown in it, so yeah, we need to play with that. We can fine tune it somewhere from here, like this. Also, you can use the clean black clip black clip, something like that. That will help a lot. Clean whites, so my skin won't be that rough there. And of course, after this, I have a problem here, but that's the shadow in my eye. That's maybe normal. Yeah, if I'm bringing down the saturation, you can see. Yeah, this is not the way that you want to do it. Definitely not. You always push it just a little bit, not so much. The best thing that you can do with the skin tone is that you brighten it. Always brighten the skin, something like this. But if you have bad selection, this will glitch all over the way. You can see that I fixed my hair. Well, this is in a perfect setting. This is easy to do it on a foreground, but this is the best way to practice it. You see how you need to get to know your skin, you know. You need to get to know it. What are these doing? How it is, how the back clip works, how the denoise works. That's actually the best thing that you can have, and I'm going to use that shit. Something like this. Maybe not too much. 13, I don't know. Let me play it over and over. Yeah, it's not that bad actually. I thought that I'm going to have a problem on these parts where I have shadows, but it looks actually cool because it's natural. You have shadows there. There's desaturation. You don't get the same skin tone that you can get there. So yeah, I'm mugging the shit out of everybody with this pose. So fucking great. Okay, so I can push these. You see, I can push my skin to be purple with a good selection. And I can actually make it natural looking by dropping the saturation. So now I'm purple. So yeah, this is a perfect selection. I like that even on the shadowy sides, this looks natural. Almost natural. This is so fucking crazy. This is actually crazy. And you know what? I'm just going to leave it like this because in a perfect world, let me make myself the Incredible Hulk. This is so fucking... I like this. I just like this selection. So let me brighten this Hulk look. And you see, the problem is that my eyes are also green. You know, I've selected those, so I can use some power windows. And I can make my... and tracking, of course. And tracking, but before that, let me just add this, add the node. And I do not really know. I want to change my HDRs. And maybe I want the exposure to bring it up a little bit. So this is my OCD. Okay, so now we can do parallel nodes. This is Alt P. I press Alt L for this. I'm sorry I did not mention. This is a parallel node, and this is a layer node, and this is a parallel node. You can also add nodes like add node, layer mixer, or parallel mixer. Fuck this English language. It's not my main language. Anyways. Okay. Let me just... So this is... yeah, back here. This is not perfect skin tone. If you want to do something good with the skin, then you're going to bring it somewhere like here. You can put it on the node for the sake of it, but you can see that it's really not natural in my case, because that's not my natural skin tone. That's maybe that's too much, and I'm on the log wheels. I like using the log wheels actually, because it helps me a lot with fine tuning. If I'm using this, I don't have that panel. I'm using a mouse and it sucks. This is also great. I like to bring it up, something like that. Oh, we're gonna give that saturation, not too much. And of course you can, if you're working on a female face, you can give it an angelic look by lowering the mid details to -25, -20. With the male you can go to -10. So something like this. You can, and yeah, and with the female you can go to -25, 20, 30, something like this. You can see that my beard that's barely growing has smoothened out. If I come here back and give it some roughness to 64, you can see the details on my beard. That's actually not bad in this case, because everything is too smooth. So, but we are not going to give it in this way, the harshness. We're going to use a power window for that, and I'm just going to keep it on -8 right now. That's okay. This is another technique that you can use for female faces. Oh my god. So this is the AKA perfect skin tone, but as I was working, I want to give myself a greenish skin tone. So I'm not that fucking boring. Yeah. I also want to increase the contrast here. So let me increase the contrast. It's okay. Let me boost up the saturation. Something like that. And boost this up to great. Now we got this. You can see the perfect skin tone line. Fuck that shit. This is the new meta. Okay. So parallel nodes. The thing with parallel nodes is that it is getting each of these nodes. Let me add more. Alt P. So it's getting the information from this. So this gets the information from this gets the information from this gets the information from this, so and so on. I'm sorry. Great. So what I want to do, as you can see, my eye whites are not that white. So I will need to make them white, actually. And I'm going to use some power windows, but first, let me cut it, because I do not want to track too much. So I want just the part where I'm in this position. Oh, maybe this... this is going to be okay. So let me work on this shot right now. Okay, so I have a little bit of white there. I do not know why, but I do not want those. So let me adjust the whites here. I can actually go like this. Like hardcore, motherfucker. Something like, oh, that's not going to do it. Yeah, when you're not looking at the full image, you can get mistakes like these. But anyway, let me just continue this way. The thing is for you to understand the process, because you can use these things, the raccoon eyes, for everything. You can zoom in more. I fucked up that part. Okay. And this is a power window. This is called a power window. We'll call it raccoon eyes. You can name the layer. I'm not used to naming anything. Maybe that's a bad practice. And this is at the mask. This is just a simple mask. You can call it also a simple mask. You can soften it up more, and you can change the temperature. Or not this way. If it would be yellow, you are changing temperature, but in this way. Oh my god. If that's green, you can bring the offset toward magenta. So you're getting back your eye shit, right? Like this, something like this. Towards magenta. But this is on a log wheel. Fuck me. So something like this. I think that's too much. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm getting magenta pigmentation because the selection was not perfect. So I had a little bit of eye white there. Also, I have a little bit of eye white here. So maybe the best thing is actually not pushing it towards magenta. If it would be fully green, then pushing it towards magenta would be okay. You see, it gets white on this part. It gets the normal look, normal color, but we are not going to use that because it's not optimal for me. I had a bad selection, so let me just desaturate it for now. Something like this. And actually you can do something and track it, you know. I do not know how does it look without. It's okay. It's more natural. Like I have a green, if my skin is green, you know, it's not a problem. It's actually okay. It's okay. If my skin is green, my eyes can be black. But it's not, it's hazel actually. It's hazel or a greenish hazel, something like that. It depends on the light, how it reflects on it. So yeah. Anyways, let me just go for a second with a more yellowish skin tone, a normal skin tone, so you can actually see the difference when you're using the temperature, you know, because that's the reason why we're doing this. I should stop making fun of this shit. So this is so bad right now that I need to drag down this shit like here, like this. I need to zoom in more and place and do a better job placing this shit. That's it. Okay, now I can soften it and let me boost up the saturation back where it was at 50%. Now, as you can see, my eyes got its color back, and maybe I want to change the temperature towards something more. Not too much, but it's going to be good for practice, you see. It's okay. I need to click on this, Control D. So maybe I can push it more so I can see a difference. Control. Yeah, actually there is a difference now. So it looks much better. This is a good practice to correcting your eye whites. And after you've got your selection, you can just come here and track it forward and backwards. That's actually the best practice you can have. Now, you have nothing to track if you're not selecting the power window, the mask. So yeah, don't commit this shit. So yeah, it is dragged. It's easy peasy. Now you could do this also to this part, but as I can see, the selection is so much better there. So actually I will do it for symmetry's sake. So let me get this and let me add another eye corrector here. Oh my god. Raccoon eyes. And maybe on this one I will do something else a little bit. I will need to be tracking that shit in forward and backwards like this. Let me come here like that. Okay, it's more whiter than it was. That sound that yeah, okay. Yeah. Great, and maybe we can actually come here and lower the contrast. Not that much. Something like this. Something like this. And maybe I can come here to this one. Give it a bigger softness, you know? Like this. Also to this. And come to the curves. Oh my god, that's too much. If I'm doing things like this, then I need to increase the softness, so it's not that obvious. You don't do the so in this case, I don't care about this raccoon eye to make it. You don't do this. In this case, it looks shitty. It's like when you're in Adobe Lightroom and you're letting the AI enhance your eyes. It's the same effect. I hate it. But there are times when you need to do this, you know. There are times when you need to lower the contrast and brighten it up a little bit, or inverse, you know. That's sometimes that you need to do. There are times when you need to do that. So in this case, I don't want to do this. So let me come back here and make my skin green again. Like this. Oh, look, and it's half green, half white. It's better. Great. Anyway, so you see my mouth is green. So the next thing that you can do is you can come to your power windows and draw one around your mouth and change the hue. Let's see how this works. Let me soften it up, not that much, and let me change the hue. Oh, the soft part is too much. So yeah, and the saturation is too much also. Let me just push this towards. Maybe this is going to be too much. Yep, the soft part is too much. Let me drag that part down. So 2.9, something like that. Come to the track part and drag it forward like this, and let me see it without the selection. So yeah, this is so contrasty on a when your skin is normal, you know, you won't see this line. I mean, it's logical, right? Like I can come back to my primaries and make my skin tone normal again, and of course that's going to change because my hue is changed. But yeah, that's funny. Actually, yeah, let me put this back where it was to 50. And let me zoom in because maybe I want it to be more like something like, not red like this. Oh God, please no. But give it a little bit of a different tone, you know. And maybe I want to lift it up. Something like that, and give it a contrast. Oh, not that much. Yeah, let me see it. Yeah, this is not a good correction. This sucks, Dick, but you can see that the contrast, you don't see that editing. It's not that obvious as when I used it when the skin was green. Here is obvious that there is a selection. Oh, I'm curious how the tracking happened. Oh, the tracker is actually great. I really like the tracker in this software. So yeah, this is how you can actually work with the face. And there's actually one more power window that is used a lot of the times, and that's just simply adding contrast to the face. Right now, because I'm in a perfect set, you know, I wouldn't really give contrast to my face. I'm okay with this, but I can show it to you how you do it. It's the same thing. You just draw a simple power window. You can give it a little bit of softness and increase the contrast. And maybe down the pivot, like something like this. Then you come to the tracker and the same thing over and over again. That's it. And you can do these how much you want. That's it. That's it. The Hulk. I'm a fucking clown right now. Okay. This video is like a 29-minute video, and I went through all of this. Oh, of course. This is Resolve 19, man. How can you be so fucked up? I forgot something. Let me delete everything from... Yeah, something like this. So there's the new tool, color slice. I think that this tool is great for fine tuning, also not for something huge, like for really fine tuning here, you know, like you can select the skin tone, but it's not as good as a qualifier. You see, you don't have those fine tuning sliders that the qualifier has. I'm sure that this is good for something, but I can change my skin to green also here. And actually it's not that bad. I thought that it's going to be worse. I do not know where's the depth density. Oh shit, what is this? Oh, I'm boosting the saturation of it. Oh shit, density. This is actually not that bad. Resolve 19. Oh, I'm changing the hue now. And it changes so fucking great. The selection is not so fucking great, actually. So, I do not think that this is good for skin tone. That's what I wanted to say. But it's good when you're working with a more complex shot, actually. When you're working with complementaries, like from actually the serial not serial that you eat, the serial that you are looking at. Let me find some screenshots because I have some and I do not know where are they. This is not, I have no idea where I saved them. I have actually no idea. Pictures, Ubisoft screenshots, maybe here. Nope, no screenshots for me. No screenshots. Anyways, so when you're working with complementary things and you want to change the background, you want to select the color to boost a little bit the saturation, I think it's a great tool. Right now I never use this. It's so interesting. I need to learn this color slicer. Anyways, so these are also some good things to practice your skin toning. Let me come way back. Way back to the good skin tone. Something like this, actually. So, if you delete all of these, there's your main skin tone trick. If you're on a more simpler shot like this, you can just come to your log footage and edit your midtones. And you're going to edit almost only your skins because that's all are the mids. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so fucked up. The highlights here, actually. The highlights, because in general, in a normal setting, like, let me grab my look here, another shot of me. Where it is, this. So in this part, the midtones. Yeah. Something like this. Here the vignette can go verse, inverse, something like this. So here, my midtones. You know what? This is also my highlights, so it's so fucked up. So my highlights, you see, I'm editing my highlights, and nope. What the fuck is happening here? Yeah, highlights. You see, I'm editing my highlights. And if I want to drag my midtones, this is, you see? And you can always brighten them a little bit. It depends on the setting. Every shot is different. You attack every shot from a different angle. But you have some similar steps, like techniques, you see. So yeah. Thanks for being here for 30 minutes. Have a nice day. Bye.